to Road Dog Trucking News with Mark Willis.
All right, drivers, and again, thank you for being out there, and I do want to make this a very special program. I do want to salute the veterans across North America. Thank you for your service. I know that many of you guys indeed have served in the military and want to get you on board. Again, if you want to dial into the show, it's 888-876-2336, and one gentleman that is a veteran currently driving for Crete is Randall Hiles. And Randall, I want to welcome you to the program, sir. Good afternoon to you. How are you today?
I'm doing good, and thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate you joining me on the program. You know, if you talk to pretty much anybody out there, truck drivers, if you talk to truck technicians out there, you know, they could be freight haulers, dump truck operators, you know, diesel tech specialists, you're going to find a lot of veterans that are out there that have served in the military and are driving truck, right? Talk about what you did. You served in the military for many years.
I did. I served in the military for 24 years. I went in 1976 and retired in 2000. And I served in Korea, 5 tours in Korea, 1 tour in Germany, and numerous places here in the United States. And my job was, I was a mechanic. I was a diesel mechanic. I supported the M1 Bradley, or the M1s and the Bradley fighting vehicles mostly.
Okay, goodness sakes. All right. And you served so many years in the military. I'm reading here that you retired in 2000, 16 years directly from military, and you went right to work for Crete. Talk about that because, you know, we've mentioned on the program many times before that the military veterans that are coming back have got a tremendous amount of skills and discipline out there. And that is something you brought to the job, correct in that? I mean, a lot of great foundational work already in place for you.
Oh, yeah. You know, transitioning over here to Crete Carrier was an easy transition for me, especially being in the military. You know, you're used to hard work and, you know, and dedication, and coming to this industry, you know, you have to have that skill. You know, you have to be able to put in long hours and, you know, be away from home and be away from your family. And so the transition for me was pretty simple. You know, and Crete Carrier is a great company to work for.
Oh, and to that point, I think what's also very cool is the fact that a lot of folks recognize the service that you put in. You have been in the industry for many years. You're out and about, and I'm understanding that you also drive on a Walmart fleet in Cheyenne. So you have no intention of retiring anytime soon, right?
Well, I've got a few more years before I can call it quits. But yeah, I'll be with Crete Carrier until that day happens.
Okay, very good. Now, talk about you know, the service overseas that you put in. I'm sure that, of course, that there were a lot of trying times, and but also at the same time that you're also able to develop a lot of close friendships with those that were serving with you. Do you keep in contact with them?
As a matter of fact, today is Veterans Day, and I was all over Facebook with, many of my old military buddies, you know, just thanking each other and, you know, and catching up. And, yeah, we keep in touch, and serving overseas is probably some of my best experiences in the military. You know, and not just serving in the military, but being overseas and, you know, being in Germany and going to different countries over there in Germany and, you know, and seeing things and, you know, and just enjoying life over there.
And you know, to the point about when you talk with other veterans that are out there on the road in the trucking industry, I've got to imagine that, you know, when you do maybe recognize somebody or talk to somebody that has served in the military and is currently driving truck, I'll bet you there's a lot of stories that are shared and exchanged, right?
Oh, there is. There's plenty of stories to go around. You know, some of them are hyped up, and you know, but you know, just the camaraderie with
sure.
You know, the veterans. You know, and I drive a Crete Carrier truck. You know, that is a military truck. It's camouflaged, and you know, and it's got the 5 symbols of all the military unit. You know, the Navy, the Air Force, Marine Corps, Coast Guards, and Air Force on the side of it, and you know, and drivers see that truck and they come up, you know, and give me a handshake, give me a thumbs up, or we just sit and reminisce about, you know, our time in the military.
Well, and to that point, discuss the truck that you're driving. I bet you when you go into like maybe some of the truck stops or maybe some of the rest areas, it's a conversation starter. Am I correct?
Oh, it's more than just that. Yeah, it's a friendship maker.
Yeah.
I've met a few
Well
friends.
said.
I've gathered friends on Facebook because of that.
No, outstanding, and a lot of picture taking, I've got to imagine as well.
Oh yeah, I've got some pictures. People come up and say, "Hey, can I get a picture of your truck?" Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yep.
I sure wish I would have washed it first, but yeah,
Right.
yeah, take
That's
a picture.
okay. No, that's great. Watch it first.
Yeah,
No, that's
as
great.
a matter of fact, I do have one little story. I was coming through Idaho, and
Sure.
I went through the scale house there in Idaho, and the guy at the scale house, he red lighted me, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And he red lighted me with my steer tires on the scale. And I've never had that happen.
Oh, no.
A couple seconds later, he comes out with his camera.
Oh,
I just wanted
wow.
to get a picture of your truck.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's
Yeah.
very cool. Well,
Yeah,
and
it makes memories. It does.
now, what do you think about what's going on the road today? I mean, being a veteran, you've got a tremendous amount of skills and discipline. You've handled all types of situations
Did I
out
lose
there
you?
today. What do you think about what's going on? I mean, road rage getting worse. What are you seeing from your vantage point?
Oh, it is. I mean, we have people out there, and the it's me first attitude. I got to jump in front of this big truck to get off my exit, or I just back it down and and don't even try and get involved in it. I just try to turn my radio show on and and just
Right.
keep on trucking.
Right.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. That's all you can do. I mean, and from your vantage point, I mean, where you are, you're seeing a lot of great things. I mean, there's a lot of great things that are happening out there as well. There's a lot of negative, obviously, but it's folks like yourself that are bringing the skills and discipline to the table that really make a difference out there when it comes to like safety and also helping to illustrate a good image of the trucking industry, right? I'm sure you get a lot of folks that might come up and say, well, golly, we've heard truck drivers have done this and that, but I'm sure you put those stories to bed right away. Any misconceptions that might
you have to.
Yeah.
I don't know what the percentage is, but there's a whole lot of accidents out there, and the percentage of truck driver involved accidents are minimal, but they're the ones that get the most attention.
Yeah.
You have to kind of explain to them people, that hey, we can't stop on a dime. It takes us probably 10 times longer to stop than it does a car.
Yeah.
And you jump in front of us and slam on your brakes to get off your exit.
Yeah. I mean, that's right. I mean, trucks don't stop on a dime, and it's unfortunate that so many people out there that are not connected in trucking don't recognize that. Now, I'm looking at a little background about you. I mentioned that you were in the Army for 24 years, field artillery and mechanic. Got to ask you, I mean, do you miss working on trucks? If you were maybe talking to somebody about trying to get into the trucking industry, would you recommend maybe that they, try the diesel tech route before getting up behind the wheel?
Well, I recommend that if they're in the military, before they change their career, make sure that that's what they want to do, and instead of getting out or making a career out of the military first, and retiring, whatever. That's what I would recommend because, Uncle Sam, he takes care of me now, but, yeah, get out there, do the technical maintenance stuff. It's far exceeded my skills by now, but do that. And if the road wants to take you out, if you want to go on the road, get on the road. It's a lot of fun out here if you want it to be.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And guys, again, the phone number to call into the program, it is 888-876-2336 all across North America. Let me break here for just a minute or two. I'm going to update what's going on with the weather. And again, if you are a veteran, would love to get you on board and chat with us and, tell about, your service in the military. How many years did you serve? What were some of your experiences like? And again, we're saluting veterans today, ladies and gentlemen. It is Veterans Day 2016. So jump into the conversation. Again, it's 888-876-2336. First, so let me update what's going on with traffic and weather this minute right now on SiriusXM.
Back to Road Dog Trucking News with Mark Willis.
All right, drivers, hey, from coast to coast and border to border, thank you for being out there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mark Willis, and again, we would love to get you on board. I'm saluting veterans today, guys. It is Veterans Day 2016. And, man, if you want to share some of your military experience, talk about what you did in the military, would love to have you talk about that. And, again, thank you for your service, the veterans out there, bringing a tremendous amount of skills and discipline to the table. On the phone also with me right now is driver Michael Haas, and he served in the Army 20 years, 8 months in the Persian Gulf, Desert Storm mechanic in the Army. He is Patriot Fleet driver, 5.5 years driving for Crete and a Walmart fleet, 2 kids. And Michael, you're also a grandpa, sir, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, doing very well. I appreciate you joining me on the program. And also, I've got the asset manager, Troy Kellerman, who served 17 years in the National Guard, Infantry, and Scout, an asset manager for Schaefer, married with 3 children. And Troy, you're also a grandpa, correct?
That's correct.
Well, welcome, guys. I appreciate you joining me on the show. And, I wanted to salute veterans today. And, of course, it's a very special day as a lot of folks take time out to remember, look back, and reflect on what is going on out there in the world. And, Michael, I got to get your thoughts or, talk about a little bit about your service, 20 years, 8 months in the military, and you transitioned right over working for Crete. Smooth transition from what I'm hearing, right?
Yes, it was. I was a mechanic, so I was always working on trucks, tanks, drove pretty much everything the Army had, and grew up on a farm, so, big equipment, everything has always been natural to me.
Oh, outstanding. Okay, and you're dedicated to the trucking industry, which is great, and you're also a trainer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, wonderful. I think what's really very nice about what you guys do is that you're training young people, you're getting them out there, getting them on the road to get them behind the wheel and keeping them safe, and that's at the hallmark of the training, right? Keeping the drivers safe and making sure that everybody is doing things correctly, right? On that.
It is. You want to teach them, the rules and the regulations and the safety. You want them to be safe for themselves, their families, and everybody on the road with them.
Yeah, outstanding, absolutely. And Troy Kellerman, like I mentioned, asset manager, is also on the phone with me right now. And, Troy, again, thank you for your service, sir. And I think what's really great about this is that you work with a lot of, veterans that come through Crete and Schaefer. And, man, they bring a tremendous amount of skills and discipline to the table. It's a natural fit, wouldn't you say, right?
I would say yes, absolutely. First, let me say, if I had known I was going to be on the radio today, I would have dressed a little bit nicer, but we'll just go with what we got here.
Well, I got a face for radio, so don't feel bad.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, I kind of had a unique situation, with my MOS within the military, being, infantry and scout, and granted, the job force for those types of skills are a little bit limited when you come out, so I tended to turn towards other things that I learned in the military, such as, the discipline and the work ethic and the leadership opportunities, and kind of turn that into management type careers and things like that. And I think that works well then as an asset manager with the drivers that are out there and have had, the similar military experience, whether you're shooting guns in the military or driving trucks, you're still ingrained with that work ethic and that sense of duty, and that works well with both sides, whether it's the truck and the operations manager or the asset managers.
And Tim Aschoff is also on the phone with me, the president of Schaefer Trucking, CEO for Crete. And Tim, it's great to talk with you again. I think what's really very remarkable about the fact that, so many veterans are looking at the trucking industry, that they're very mission-oriented. I mean, the veterans coming back from service, it dovetails nicely into the needs of the trucking industry, correct in that?
It really does, and certainly we see that in the quality of workmanship we get out of our team members. Having over 30% of our workforce being veterans, they become, in a lot of ways, the heart and soul of our company too, and being great examples for the rest of us. And in that, knowing and understanding of mission, and as you know, every driver out there every day gets a load, and that's essentially their mission, and the planning they do to ensure that they can execute that mission safely, according to the rules and regulations that they've mentioned, and then with the respect and for our customers' goods and for delivering to our customers that they are great examples for us and then for our customers as they're out there on the road every day delivering our customers' goods. So just really great examples for us all.
All right, and talk to the listeners out there. Say somebody is coming back from the military and they want to transition, maybe go to work for Crete or Schaefer. How easy is that transition? Is there a lot of paperwork involved? Is it maybe a series of interviews that take place? Is seamless, I've got to imagine, right?
We try to make it as seamless as possible. There's always a transition as from the military to any other civilian job, but certainly, as we talked about, there's a lot of similarities in the trucking business as there is to the military, but there's still some change. So, we have a driver development group here at the company, we call it, that works regularly with people transitioning from the military, and depending on, what their MOS was and what sort of certifications they had, can depend on the amount of training they may need, schooling they may need right before they can get into the truck and go with an over-the-road driving job. We are a qualified program through the U.S. Government for further training. We have the apprenticeship program and the GI Bill program benefits, where if you come on board with us, you can get extra benefits while you're being trained here, extra pay from that GI Bill. So we make it easy in that from a financial perspective as well, and working with those military benefits, the benefits you receive from service. But then I think one of the most important pieces, and I think it's something that Mike could probably talk about, is we want that transition to be good for them as a person. And we do try to then pair them up with a trainer like Mike, who was in the military and really understands both sides, what they did in the military and then what it's like to be out on the road now, and help them with the lifestyle changes as well. And, I think Mike is a good example of a person that's able to do that for us and make other people's success. And that's the great thing about, military members too, is that they're really about team as well. And they want their fellow soldiers, the fellow drivers, to be successful. And so pairing them up with people like Mike is a big part of that transition.
And Mike, talk about that transition. Would you recommend that, if a veteran's coming back, talk to another veteran out there about, what the transition process is going to be like?
Well, most definitely. I mean, you go from a combat situation, to feeling you get out of that and you come to driving. And some places driving can almost be like combat, but
absolutely. Well said.
But it's still a sense of, like I say, we got the mission to do, and the military mindset is you go do it.
Right.
And
you get the job done.
No matter what. And
right. And I think what's also one of the great things about it is that you've got a support system in place.
True.
And I mean, if there's obstacles, whatever obstacle may come up, I mean, you can literally pick up a phone and know that you're going to get help. I mean, it's just really a phone call away, correct?
Yes, it is. Yeah. Our DDF team here is a great bunch of people. And other trainers, we don't just talk to DDF people here at Lincoln. Trainers call other trainers. We talk to each other. We Facebook chat. Everything we can do to make our student excel into their new job.
Absolutely. I've got just a few minutes left, and you're currently driving, correct, Annette? You're still on the road these days?
Yes.
And Randall, I know I still have you on the phone as well. You're still driving, correct?
Yes, I am. Uh-huh.
All right. For fun, I got to ask you, Randall and Michael, who's the better driver?
Oh, that's got to be me, hands down. Hey, there's no pride in my ride. I'll take credit.
There you go. Absolutely. Well,
I'm just kidding. We both personify the safety aspect, and
well
getting
said.
the job done. So
well said. Well said. Absolutely.
that's what we do.
Safety at the top of the list. Well, guys, a sincere thank you to all of you for joining me on the program. Randall Hiles on the phone, a driver with Crete. Also, Michael Haas on the phone as well, and asset manager Troy Kellerman. All three served in the military, and of course Tim Aschoff, the president of Shaper Trucking and the CEO of Crete Carrier. Tim, thank you. Great group of guys, and thank you for setting all this up. I want to get the websites out there where drivers can find out what you guys do for vets. Where can they reach out?
Sure. And again, Mark, thank you. This is a very special day. And so to be on your show on today is quite the honor, and do appreciate being able to thank all the veterans out there for serving their country, first in the military, but now in serving the country and moving the vital goods around the country that we need on a daily basis. And for any veterans that are looking for a home out there, we make it pretty easy. We have a website. It's wehireveterans.com. Go out there, go to that website, and you'll find out about our programs and the programs we have to help you make that easy transition to us.
All right, very good. Gentlemen, thank you for the time. I really appreciate you guys joining me on the program. And again, I wanted to make it a special salute to all of the veterans out there on this Veterans Day. All right, guys, I'm going to break. It is the bottom of the hour. That means it is time for news right now on SiriusXM.